All right, let's talk about oral sex. A lot of us kind of start out a little uncertain, right? But this isn't about being just fine. No way. Life is way too short for mediocre. We're going to give you the knowledge you need to make it amazing.
And yeah, that quote, it really nails the spirit of what we're talking about today. This is all about practical, useful information. Why? Because great oral sex is a skill. And you know what? Like any skill, it can be learned, and it can definitely be perfected.
Okay, so first things first, let's just clear the air. We're going to get rid of some of the most common anxieties and myths that, let's be honest, just get in the way of a good time.
So, this is a big one. It's a question that comes up all the time, and it's fueled by, well, everything from pop culture to weird political debates. So yeah, let's just tackle it head on.
The answer? It's an absolute 100% yes. Forget whatever you've heard. Look, penetrative sex is not the be-all and end-all, not even close. For so many people, oral sex can be way more intimate, way more intense, and honestly, way more likely to lead to an orgasm. So, the bottom line is, let's treat it with the importance it actually deserves.
Okay, these worries right here, they're so common. So let's just bust them one by one. First up, anatomy. Listen, vulvas and penises come in literally all shapes and sizes. Yours is normal, period. Next, smell. Yeah, a quick wash-up is always considerate, but your natural scent is part of you. No need for perfumes. And finally, taste. Nobody tastes like a dessert, okay? As long as you're healthy and clean, you are good to go.
And hey, speaking of taste, if you're curious, your diet actually can play a little bit of a role. Some foods, like garlic and asparagus, might create a stronger flavor. On the flip side, things like pineapple and cinnamon are said to sweeten things up a bit. Look, this is totally optional, just a fun little tip if you want to experiment.
All right, let's switch gears for a minute because we need to talk about something that's absolutely essential. Seriously, to truly let go and enjoy yourself, you gotta feel safe and you gotta be informed.
So this breaks it down perfectly. On one hand, you've got a huge plus, 0. I repeat, 0 risk of pregnancy. That's a big one. But on the other hand, and this is super important, the risk of STIs is very real. Anytime you've got skin-to-skin contact or bodily fluids involved, transmission is possible.
And yeah, these are the specific STIs we're talking about. Now, this isn't to scare anyone. It's all about awareness. Just knowing the risks is the absolute first step to protecting yourself and your partners. And what's really crucial to remember is that some of these don't show any symptoms, which makes using protection and getting tested even more important.
And here's a pro tip that so many people overlook. That regular dental checkup you go to, it's also a sexual health checkup. I'm serious. Your dentist is trained to spot weird stuff in your mouth and throat that could be signs of STIs, like HPV, which can lead to oral cancer. So for real, make those appointments.
Okay, we've covered the important context and the safety stuff. So, you ready to get into the fun part? Let's dive into the practical techniques that are going to make you a way more confident and skilled partner.
Okay, for a partner with a vulva, I want you to think about building layers of pleasure. You don't just jump to the main event. Start with a tease, like it says in step 1. Then explore the whole area before you start to zero in on the clitoris. That's the powerhouse of sensation. A great way to think about your technique is like a soft puppy tongue licking an ice cream cone. Gentle, curious, not like a woodpecker trying to destroy a tree, okay? It's all about those light, playful motions, and you have got to pay attention to how they're reacting.
All right, now for a partner with a penis, the magic word is variety. Don't just stick to one motion. You got to explore the entire shaft and pay extra special attention to the head and the frenulum on the underside. That little wrinkle? That's a super sensitive spot. And please, remember, your hands are your best friends here. Using your hand at the base adds a whole other layer of stimulation and control. It makes a huge difference.
Okay, let's talk about rimming, or analingus. First and foremost, this is all about consent and communication. Gotta have that. Once you're on the same page, the approach is actually pretty similar to what we've been talking about. Start slow, start gentle. Explore the surrounding area first. The real key here is to listen, and I mean with your ears and by paying close attention to their body language. Trust me, their body will tell you everything you need to know about what feels good. So you've got the foundational techniques down, awesome. Now let's look at some pro tips that apply to everybody and can take the experience from just good to absolutely unforgettable. Okay, this is basically a cheat sheet for being amazing. Let's do a rapid-fire rundown. 1. Ask questions. Communication is everything. 2. Use your breath. A little hot breath is an incredible tease. 3. Make some noise. Let them hear that you're enjoying it. 4. Lock eyes. It's so intimate and super sexy. 5. Put your hands to work. Explore, stimulate, get them involved. 6. Add some lube. Flavored lubes can make things even more fun. And finally, 7. Try edging. Bringing them close and then backing off builds incredible tension. Seriously, it's a total game changer.
So, we've covered a lot of ground here, right? From busting myths to mastering techniques. But what does it all really boil down to? What's the one thing you should take away?
And here it is. This is the real secret. It's not just about having perfect technique. It's about your attitude. It's about being enthusiastic, being present, talking openly with your partner, and yeah, being willing to get a little messy and just immerse yourself in the moment. That's what really truly makes all the difference.
Look, at the end of the day, all this knowledge, it's a tool. It's a tool for better pleasure, for a deeper connection, for way more confident intimacy. But the real magic? That happens when you take these ideas and actually bring them into your life. So the only question left is, what conversations are you going to start?